Okay, good evening, good afternoon, good evening, 10 past 5 in Townsville. Welcome back to Jubilee Bowls Club for the last round of the day, round 8 of the Garate 2004 Dunn Cup, proudly presented by Jubilee Bowls Club, North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association. Sponsors, Townsville City Council, big sponsors for this event this weekend. Multicom Communications, we thank them for their contribution to assisting this weekend to get underway properly. JCell Electrical and Instrumentation, Glen Carroll Painting, TK Power and Air, and last but no means least, Gallavanta Travel, naming rights sponsor for the Dunn Cup. This evening we have another important game which could affect the outcome of Section 1 between NOORLA and SUBURBAN. NOORLA, skipped by Thomas Garate. Third is Tony Serra. Second, Robert Jackson. And leading up will be Andrew Cole. And for SUBURBAN, we have Neil Davis playing skip, Eddie Whitehouse playing 3, Gary Phillips playing 2, and Ian Crichton leading. And a good afternoon to everybody, and welcome to our telecast this afternoon. We have had a slight delay. We've had a fairly heavy downpour of rain, and we've got problems with people standing in front of the camera already, but we will soon sort that out. That is Neil Davis, yes. Okay. So Andrew Cole put his first bowl down as the lead. Ian Crichton about to play his first. As you can see, they're all in jackets, etc. at the moment because we still do have some light rain falling, but according to the bomb and the radar, it should be over fairly quickly. Nice start there from Ian. Just short of jack high and off to the side. And we have Andrew Cole playing his second bowl as lead. Right, Andrew's a little bit tight on it and got the fraction of weight. This green will have changed quite dramatically since the end of the last game because of the rain, and it's become quite cool. So there will be a change in pace. It'll possibly slow up a little bit. Right, Ian Crichton just dropping short. A nice line if he'd have had the weight. Okay, Robert Jackson playing 2 for NOORLA. And as we've stated on several occasions, it will take the players 2 or 3 ends to find their grass and their weight because they're coming from the green at the back, which is totally different again to this one. Same surface, but plays completely different. Gary Phillips playing as 2 for SUBURBAN with the white bowls, fairly easy to recognise, and is a nice bowl here. Just running through that fraction. About a metre, a bit over a metre. Okay. Robert Jackson with his second bowl. He's corrected his grass a little bit, but he's got the weight factor to work on yet. Okay. Gary Phillips with his second bowl.
Come on, McKay. 4 up. Gary's just played his best game against me. He can't do it twice.
He's just running away from Gary there. Tony Serra playing 3 for NOORLA. Quite an accomplished player, usually a very steady player, especially once he gets in the groove. And he's off to a nice start. Great bowl here from Tony. Touching, a toucher for him. Okay, now Eddie Whitehouse from Suburban playing 3. And he's got a nice track here, Eddie. He's pushed that bowl through. The bowl of Ian's has come through. So there's still one down. NOORLA is holding shot with Tony's green bowl there. About 9 inches behind the kitty. Tony's changed to the forehand on instructions from Thomas. And if he's got the weight, he's got another great bowl. 2 brilliant bowls from Tony Serra. And a resting toucher. He's just popped it out to the side, but he's still holding 2 shots. 2 nice bowls from Tony. Eddie's looking to do some damage if he can. Carla, who is South Townsville playing now? South Townsville have the bye. No, they don't have the bye, but they've finished for the day. They'll be back tomorrow morning to play the game in the morning. Okay, so NOORLA holding 2 shots, courtesy of 2 nice bowls from Tony Serra. And we have a guest come in to join us this afternoon for a few ends, Mark Di Francesi. Good afternoon, Mark.
Good afternoon, Ron.
A little bit wet out there at the moment?
It seems to be slowing down a little bit, and I looked at the bomb forecast and it seems to be clearing, so hopefully they don't get too wet.
Okay, now we've brought Mark in because Mark has played in 30 Dunn Cups, not playing this year. I think he's sort of going into semi-retirement.
Old age it's called, Ron.
Old age. And Mark, what history of the Dunn Cup we haven't been able to fill you in, Mark will, because there's not too much he doesn't know about the Dunn Cup history. He was a member of Home Hill Bowls Club for many years, now with South Townsville. And Mark has been instrumental in revitalising Home Hill Bowls Club to the extent that he was the main force in getting them re-affiliated with Bowls Queensland and North Queensland District. So Tony's still holding shot here. So have you enjoyed the bowls today, Mark?
Oh, there have been some excellent bowls. The last game, quality bowls in Thuringowa were very, very good.
Yeah, we were very impressed with the way Gary played in that last game. He played some big bowls fairly consistently.
Yeah, that was the best I've seen Gary play in a long time. He was very good.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get some revenge back after what happened to them this morning.
Yeah, true that.
So we're still with NOORLA holding 1 shot. Yeah, Eddie Whitehouse is confirming that they're 1 down. So when did you first start playing, Mark, in Dunn Cups?
My first Dunn Cup was 1991. Home Hill won the Dunn Cup in '89 and defended it at home and lost it in 1990. And Ingham won it. And I got picked in the 91 side to go up to Ingham for my first Dunn Cup as a lead. So I played lead in my first Dunn Cup.
Okay. And I suspect at that stage that would be quite an experience. Okay, the radar up on the screen at the moment is showing clearing, a little bit of scud coming through. Yeah, Mount Stewart behind us is copping the rain we got earlier. It was fairly heavy, but didn't last all that long. And it would go without saying, having played 30 odd Dunn Cups, you have a real passion for the game, for this tournament.
Yeah, it is without a doubt the most prestigious tournament in our district, and everyone wants to play in it. Everyone wants to experience it. The conditions of play just make it what it is.
Well, they're very much a secret cow, isn't it? Yeah, a sacred cow.
Yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
It's the sort of competition that North Queensland Association would not dare make any changes unless all the clubs were in agreement.
Yeah, correct.
And rightly so. It's got a history of, this is the 82nd time it's been played for.
Yep. Yeah, and it originated in Home Hill, of course. And
it did, yep.
And there were 5 teams originally, so of which surprisingly Collinsville was one of them. So for a little town, and they're still here today, so that's great.
Yep. It was fairly hotly contested back in the early days, and then we got to a stage later on where we had enough clubs playing it to become virtually sectional play.
Yep.
We did have occasions to be playing 9-10 games, I think Muddy said, back in the day when we had all our 22 clubs in the district.
Yeah.
We have lost a few clubs over the years, and we're down to about 19 clubs now.
Yeah, I recall playing 3 games a day for 3 days, and then playing the 10th game on the Sunday morning and the final in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So.
In those days, it was a real endurance event, and played under all sorts of conditions.
Well, those days there were nearly all grass greens, of course, and the lighting wasn't as good as it is these days, and there were plenty of games where car headlights were put on to light the green up.
Yep. And Skip's using cigarette lighters and matches behind the head to show the players where the kitty was and what they were trying to achieve.
And I can recall that one particular year a game couldn't be finished at night because the lights weren't good enough, and they had to come back the next morning at 7 o'clock in the morning to finish that particular game.
I'm sure they were pleased about that. And then follow on with another 3 games for the rest of the day. Okay, now we have Gary Phillips with his first bowl. As I said earlier, it'll take a few ends for these clubs, especially suburban players, to get in the groove because they've played all their games on the back green so far. NOORLA have experienced a game on this green. They played here last night and won their game against McNade.
Yeah, I watched that game, and they were well down early in the game and fought back well to win it.
Yeah, the front 2 for McNade, when they started extremely well, and then when they dropped off, and Tony Garate then took advantage of that, started playing long ends, and they McNade just struggled on the long ends for the rest of the night. Okay, Gary Phillips with his second bowl. He's got a little bit of weight, so he'll hold his line, but he's cutting away now. And what's one of your most memorable experiences with the Dunn Cup, Mark?
Back in the 90s, we played Home Hill, which I was a member of. We played 4 Dunn Cups in a row. 93 and 94, we lost both finals, and then in 95 we won the final and defended it at home in 96 at our club. And in those 4 years, we lost 2 games of bowls, which were both finals, 93 and 94. And I remember when we were playing in 95 in the final at Thurrangower against Charters Towers, we were down 17-3 after 13 ends. And my brother, who was skip at the time, said, if we don't win this, I'm never playing bowls again. And fortunately enough, we came back in the second half of the game and ended up winning by about 7 or 8. So that was the most spectacular win we've had.
Yeah, and look, that's the nature of the Dunn Cup. We've even seen it this weekend or this week. The teams have been well down at the beginning of the game, possibly to halfway, and then it's been a complete turnaround.
Excellent
Nice
bowl by Tony
there by Tony Serra there, yes. Tony is a quality player, a fairly regular district player, as were you, Mark, over the years.
Yeah, I think I played 21 years of district sides.
So you're just a scrubber.
Well, I'm a scrubber now.
Eddie's just a little bit tight and a little bit full on. Well, his weight wasn't too bad, just needed a bit of grass. And the hardest opponents you've had to play against, Mark?
Ren Kenatori from Ingham was always the most difficult, especially on his home surface. He was always in the fight, a very tactical skipper, and knew how to slow the game down, knew how to speed it up, and was certainly the hardest opponent we've ever played.
And a brilliant bowler to boot. You know,
absolutely.
He was one of the, well, possibly over the entire history of North Queensland bowls, would have to have been the most outstanding player we've ever had. Played for the state in his younger days. Represented just about everything that was going around in North Queensland for a few years. But yes, anybody you speak to, very fierce competitor. Didn't like losing, as none of us do, but also a very good sportsman.
Had the good weight
good
there.
Weight there, yes. From Neil and Tony Serra playing his second bowl with that most ungainly delivery, but it can be effective. Sadly, not this time. Although it did swing in a reasonable distance, but just that fraction wide.
Oh, is
He's
this going to
give
come back?
himself a chance here.
Oh.
No, certainly not. However, they're trying to keep us in the dark as to how many shots they get. I think that was 2, actually. I think so. There was no fingers shown, but when that kitty spat through there, it looked as if there were 2 NOORLA bowls. Yeah, green was one of them. That was Tony Serra's.
Yeah, and a blue one.
And a blue one. 3 shots. Okay. 2 shots. Yep. Yep. After 2 ends, NOORLA is 3. Suburban yet to open their account. Just the start of the game, basically. A long way to go yet.
Yeah, another 3 and a bit hours.
Although they've been getting through their games reasonably well this year. Yeah, fair start from Andrew. Gone through possibly, yeah, good 2.5 metres. Ian Crichton, one of the old stages of Townsville bowls. Just dropping short. Dropping well short, actually. Possibly, yeah. Again, possibly good 3.5 to 4 metres. I was saying when I came on air, Mark, this this green will have changed dramatically from the last game with that heavy rain.
Yeah.
There doesn't appear to be any bubbling underneath the needle point, which quite often happens with this sort of surface.
Yeah, that's true.
But I haven't seen any sign of the bubbling at this stage. We had a little bit on the Thursday morning, a little bit of bubbling because we'd had some fairly heavy rain the day before and that night. But it dissipated very quickly. So Ian with his second bowl is going to be into Andrew's bowl, pushing Andrew up. So I think that message was take your pick, do your best.
I think he's going to crash too.
Yep. Yeah, those bowls are
Getting closer.
getting closer, but they're pretty much on the draw coming in there. Gary Phillips is going to brave this hand and see what he can do. He's around the bowl.
But a bit quick.
Just a fraction quick, yep. He's back there with Andrew. He's just snuck
nice
around
bowl.
there. Nice
Yeah,
bowl.
yeah.
Nice bowl from Robert Jackson from NOORLA. Eddie Whitehouse with his second bowl. He's going to be flush into Ian Crichton's bowl. Pushed it up, got it a bit closer. Ian to be happy with that, to see that his bowl was promoted.
So NOORLA just holding the one now.
That's all. Yep, that bowl of Ian's that was just pushed up is second shot. Tony crashed on that wing bowl of Roberts and dropped himself short. Okay, Eddie Whitehouse now. It's a fair attempt there. About a metre past. Okay, Carla, who is South Townsville playing now? South Townsville aren't playing at the moment, Carla. They've finished for the day. Did Rosemary Robertson, did the rain come out of the blue or was it forecast? Nothing was said at the end of the last game. We weren't expecting the rain. It had clouded over, but there was no expectation that we were going to get rain. Vince Calabrese. Good afternoon, Vince, from Leppington in Sydney.
Good shot here, Eddie Whitehouse.
Yep. Big bowl from Eddie, which would give him possibly give Suburban actually 2 shots, more than likely. Yep, comfortable 2 shots there for Suburban.
Maybe even that third one on the centre line goes close too.
It could be, but it's sitting back a little bit.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Although looking at the monitor, that back bowl, a back ret bowl, could well be third shot, because I would suspect that is a slightly closer distance than the green one. Okay, Thomas Garate. falling short. Neil Davis has stripped off, so the rain's obviously stopped out there, I would say. He's got a bit of run on this one.
Geez, he doesn't want to take... Oh.
Any touch there was going to be very, very disastrous for him. Yep. Tony's calling it a possible 4 down, so they're obviously 3 down for sure. If he can get around that bowl, he's got a bomb, but no, he didn't get around it. Yeah, he's definitely cut at least 1, maybe 2 out. I'm sorry, Neil, but that's not going to come back to where you wanted it to. That's 2 that Tony's taken out. They're going to go for the measure.
That's all.
That's all. 2 shots. That's 2 to Suburban, so they open their account after 3 ends. It is 3 to NOORLA, 2 to Suburban. We're expecting a fairly close fought game on this one because both these teams have been successful today.
And they're both still in the hunt to win the section too, aren't they?
They most certainly are in the hunt to win the section. Especially after South Townsville being beaten this afternoon. There's potentially 3 teams that could finish up in this section in a fight out tomorrow. It's about a metre behind from Ian's lead bowl. Andrew Cole is obviously going to attempt to get inside that.
A little bit of run there.
Yep. Okay, Ian's definitely changed the pace a little bit. He's swung in. Yeah, that gives him a shot. You would expect a few bowls to finish inside that one. Andrew's second bowl. Yeah, just run through. Again, possibly about... okay. It's gone through about 2.5 metres.
You've had some spectacular games on this rink today. South Townsville and Ingham, the first game went to an extra end.
That's right, yep.
And then the Jubilee Thurrangower game.
Yes, well, all 4 teams were really hunting victories this morning and this afternoon, but they were both well fought out games, very competitive teams. What we regard as some of the powerhouse teams in Townsville. So the game between South Townsville and Ingham went the extra end, and South Townsville were able to prevail there. And the game this afternoon between Jubilee and Thuringowa really went down to the wire with the second last end. If Jubilee had been able to convert a bit, not the second last end, it could have been anybody's game. But Thuringowa walked away with the chocolates there with an 8-shot win over Jubilee. They were playing fairly safe in the last end because they were holding 9 shots, so they knew they couldn't be beaten. Eddie Whitehouse. They're still struggling with their grass a little bit at the moment. As I said, Suburban have not played on this rink at all this tournament. This is their first game. NOORLA have played one game, which was last night.
Yeah, and from what I was watching this morning, it looks like there's a definite narrow side and a hand that swung a lot more.
Yeah, very much so. Going from where we're sitting back to the clubhouse on the backhand, it's very swoopy. Tends to be very swoopy. In fact, the backhand going both ways is a little bit tricky. We've found every game that they've tended to struggle a little bit with the backhand. So the umpires come in giving us some air so we can. Right. There's plenty of room for drawing the shot there. There's nothing all that close.
Yeah, Skip's game and...
Oh, that's right. It's that wide open for the Skips. So Neil will step up to the plate first. There's a bit of a weight factor there, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Thomas with his unique delivery. Is that a Hail Mary from Thomas? Okay, he's pushed that ball across to Andrew to get one shot. Neil's coming now.
Oh, terrific effort.
Yeah, nice effort. If he falls over, he might hold the shot, but he's sitting on the running surface.
If he's got enough weight, he's close, but I don't think he'll hold.
No.
Oh, Neil drew the shot.
He drew, yep. Well, the way Tony was looking at it, I wasn't sure whether he was happy that he had the shot or not, but he obviously didn't. as expected. We're playing under lights now. Is the cloud cover. It's got quite dark. Wasn't as bad today as it was on Thursday. By 3:15 Thursday, we had to turn the lights on. It got that dark with heavy cloud cover. Right, so Ian Crichton leading off for Suburban, who after 4 ends we have 3 all. Now, Ian's bowls tend to pull a fair way, but he's got no weight there. Sadly, possibly 4 metres, 4.5 metres short. The sort of bowl you would like to have coming from your lead. Andrew's up to it, just running through a fraction, maybe a metre behind. And Stevenson back with us from Newcastle in England. Pleased to have you, Anne. I hope you're enjoying the live streaming. Yes, and those shadows aren't from sunshine, they're from the lights, which we've had to turn on.
I was watching the broadcast in the clubhouse a little while ago, and the actual broadcast is spectacular. It is so clear, and it really is a credit to the Gold Coast team what they've put up here. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, they're very professional. They work extremely well. They work with the clubs, with the event, and yeah, Robbie is very much OCDC with his equipment and his presentation, which we're quite happy to have someone such as Robbie looking after it all.
I think the first one, Robbie might have been at South Townsville in 2019.
It would have been close to that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's been some advances in their equipment and their presentation since those years. No, we're very excited that we can get the Gold Coast Tweed media team to come to this event, because it helps us showcase the event and also the district.
Yes, you go around Queensland, which I have in a lot of games over the years, district sides and whatever, and a lot of people talk about the Dunn Cup,
yeah.
how they'd like to be in it or how good it is, and no other district has anything like this.
No, we've had a lot of comments today from some districts saying we'd love to have an event such as this. Now we've even had requests from Bowls Queensland for the last 3 or 4 years. Can we put a team in? Can we put a team in? But we have to smile very nicely and say, no, we'd love to have you, but sorry, the rules don't allow that.
Yeah, we couldn't let them win.
No, well, that's where the problems come. If they happen to win, and you could imagine if Bowls Queensland put a team in, we'd be putting some fairly strong restrictions on who they could have playing. But and if it was just board members and the CEO, well, the CEO could possibly create a lot of havoc himself.
Correct, yep.
And if they happen to win, what do you do from there? Or if they happen to make the final? Even the situation we have at the moment where we have an uneven number of teams. So we've got 2 sections, one getting a bye and having to play 3 games on 2 days, and the other section only ever having to play 2 games each day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a significant advantage in that other section. They're only playing two. They don't have the fatigue like the other section.
Right. That's very true. And there's been all sorts of scenarios put forward. Maybe North Queensland District could put in an invitational side or a junior side. But again, once you're in that sort of situation, if they happen to win the tournament, where do you go with that? And you really can't invite a team in and say, right, well, you can't play in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you know, Mark, the clubs themselves control what we can and what we can't do with Dunn Cup. And
yeah, that's true.
My 20 years associated with the running of the Dunn Cup, we've only ever seen two changes. One was the must get a result rule, which came in a few years ago, and that was pushed by courtesy of the clubs in the Herbert, actually. NOORLA was one of the clubs, and McNaid was the other club that were pushing that. It took quite a few years for that to get through, but eventually was agreed to by the council. And the other one, as silly as it may seem, was the allowance for players to play in shorts.
Yep.
And that was courtesy of Judge Clive Wall.
Yeah.
Clive used to refuse to play in shorts and in long trousers.
Yeah.
He maintained we were all balmy. And again, that discussion took place over several AGMs and took quite a while to bring into force that shorts were allowed. It's very, very hard to get any changes into the format by the clubs. They really protect the format.
Well, I think the format is what it is, and people appreciate the history of the game. And
that's right. And we definitely don't want to change anything.
That's right. Yeah.
There might be a few little things with conditions of play that we need to watch and maybe upgrade. This being one, the live streaming, and this is the second very successful live streaming we've had of the Dunn Cup, and I know management is very keen to keep the media team coming up here for this event. But one of the things we perhaps will need to look at very closely after excuse me, Mark, after the event is how do we operate with the live streaming?
Well, I think the live streaming is just an additional bonus to the Cup. It just creates so much more interest, not from only our district, but from other parts of Queensland. And you can see from some of the people that have commented, other parts of the world.
That's right. Yes, we've had people from Canada watching this afternoon, South Africa, Scotland, New Zealand, Ireland, as Robbie says.
Good bowl by Ian Crichton.
Yes, great bowl from Ian. And there's been some suggestion that perhaps we should be looking at each game on a case-by-case basis with regard to the live streaming. Should we be showcasing as many clubs as we possibly can, which we'd love to be able to do? Or should we be picking the eyes out of each round to see which games we expect to be the most hotly contested and the most entertaining? People like you could quite easily give us some advice in that regard.
Well, I think it's nice to see the quality games like we saw this morning. You know, the South Townsville and Ingham and things like that. Yep. But I think it's nice to see the little clubs too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And have them on the live streaming as well. It gives them some incentive, and You just can't pick and choose the best games of every round. You might get a blowout here and there, but you know, there's been a few blowouts this weekend, but in the main there's been a lot of competitive games.
Some very competitive games, and you've only got to look at the aggregates of the teams, especially in the top half of each section. There's not a huge difference between the teams in that regard. And
No.
as you say, the smaller clubs, they deserve recognition as well as the Guns. And they've got their followers back home in their small towns who can't, for lots of reasons, get to these events. And yeah, I tend to think they deserve to be viewed as much as the others. Maybe when we get down to the business end of the tournament, such as today, and where you've got teams that are really trying to put the hammer down to make the finals. Yep, that's a different scenario. But the rest of the games, the first 2 days and the last day, obviously, as you're aware, there'll be no team playing on this rink that is likely to make the final.
Correct, yeah.
So
Yep.
the smaller clubs that have been battling away and doing their hardest for the last 3 days, they get their opportunity to shine on the live stream. Now, we'd love to be able to promote every club, but to do so would be an almost impossibility because we'd need 2 live stream rinks.
Gary just falling a little short again.
Yes.
Grass line was pretty good, but it's
Thomas, there's a lump of 3v3 here. 4v2. Oh, you've changed it, Robbie. Oh, okay. He suddenly remembers the 4v2. Anthony Thompson, nice to have you watching with us, Anthony, from Devon in southwest UK. Gareth Bunting, without the smaller teams, you wouldn't have the bigger teams. Every club needs visibility, and some of the smaller clubs need more to try to attract people. Very fair comment, and do not disagree with you. Okay, so Suburban holding 1 shot with that brilliant bowl from Ian Crichton. Tony Sierra. Okay, in comes the rain again. Robbie's looking at his radar screen. You can actually see. Yes, that's definitely coming through. Right, Eddie's fallen away dramatically.
nothing behind this.
Nothing behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, although you look at Tharangara, and we're possibly closer to Tharangara than anywhere else. There's a bank of cloud coming through that area. Hopefully it'll only be passing. So on the changeover, the players, Skip's going to the mat with Suburban holding 1 shot. Andrew Cole's got a fairly comfortable second shot there from NOORLA. Thomas is going to show us what he can do. Actually, if he's got the weight, he's got a fairly handy bowl here. He's dropping away now. Okay. Our wasting away to shadow co-commentator Muddy, stuffing his head full of sausages. Sausage roll, is it? Okay. Sausage roll. I did hear him say...
Health food of a nation.
Health food of a nation, that's right. You do realise what goes into those, Muddy, don't you? Yes, that rain's getting heavier as we speak. We can hear it on our little hutchie here. Thomas is... it's going to have some definite effect on the standard of bowls we're seeing at the moment. Not a bad bowl there from Thomas. Neil is looking to... Well, I'm not too sure what he's going to be able to do here. He's dead draw to the kitty, maybe. He's got the weight, he's got a good line on this. Okay, Jamie Dixon from Laidley Bowls in Queensland. Good evening, Jamie. Welcome to our coverage. And John and Elsa Piotto from Ingham. Welcome, the pair of yous. Two stalwarts of our game. That was only one.
Only one.
Only one.
Yep, 4 all. One to Suburban.
One to Suburban, yep. After 5 ends, we have a 4 all game between NOORLA and Suburban. Ian played a brilliant bowl in his first bowl and was untouched for the rest of the end.
As a lead, you love that when that happens.
It's not very often you get that.
Doesn't happen very often.
There's usually somebody got in your crosshairs.
And I've been playing a lot of lead in the last few years, and one of the joys is seeing how long your bowl stays there before someone takes it off.
That's right. There's an amazing number of times it could be your own teammates that do it. Yeah, that 2 metres short. It looks like closer than that, but it is 2 metres short, and there is the rain, courtesy of Robbie's cameras. It is definitely tropical rain. Andrew Cole.
Ooh, see,
he's
slipped right through.
Right through, well through. He's another metre or so, and he'd be in the ditch. This is really going to have an effect on the standard of play. Yep. Right, Ian slipped through about a metre, but he's well off to the side. Okay, Andrew's second bowl. He's corrected fairly well here. Corrected well enough to be shot. So Thomas will be happy with that.
I suppose the joy of rain in North Queensland, it's not freezing cold.
No, not normally. Okay, Gary Phillips with his snow white bowls. Gary seems to be struggling on this rink so far.
Had good weight.
He had very good weight, but just 2-3 bowls short of Jack High. Here's Robert. Okay, one in, one out. Okay.
Gary's got
Phillips,
a better line.
He's got a much better line here, and if he's coming, so he has got a great bowl. Yeah, nice bowl there from Gary Phillips. Good correction. Okay, as quick as the rain started, it looks like it's stopping again. And after 30 Dunn Cups, Mark, do you still get the urge to try and get yourself selected in the squad?
Oh, I'd love to play. I miss it enormously. And watching it just fuels the fire a bit more. But I've
Then comes down to whether the body's willing.
exactly right, and the knees and the back and the hip are not too great at the moment. But
Okay, Neil, there's a lump of 4B2 here, set right for you. Thank you. Yes, it's one of the problems of ageing. Gets us all eventually.
if the Dunn Cup was one game per day for 10 days, I could probably play it.
Tony's just going to slip past fractionally. Nice try there from Tony. Very nice bowl. Tony seems to have been able to pick this a little bit better than most of the other players on these two teams. Right, Eddie Whitehouse. Okay.
Good attempt, yeah.
Great attempt. I don't know whether Gary Phillips would be too happy with that, but and they're not that far behind. They're only about a bowl behind. Right, Tony just slipped past. Thomas was not duly unhappy with that bowl where it finished.
Yeah, it's not easy to control an upshot on this screen. If the kitty gets touched, it moves a long way. So
That's right. Yep. And we've seen with Frank Palanza and Benny Cribben, who are very, very quick drivers of the bowl. Even full-blooded drives are still swinging on this screen.
yeah, true.
Right. I wouldn't think Neil would be very happy with himself with that bowl. Thomas, I imagine, would be saying to himself, do not go near that front red bowl. Now, here's a lesson in the perfect delivery on the backhand. Spanny, Shane Spann, how are you? Shane's sending you a message, Mark. Would you still take it to most of these lads? Now that's an open question for you, Mark.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like I said, one game a day would be about it. I played pennants this year for the first. I didn't play last year, and I played this year. And after 3 days, I felt it.
You knew you'd been playing?
Yeah.
Yes, we do get to a stage where we've got to realise our limitations, as hard as it sometimes is to accept. Okay, 1 to NOORLA after 6 ends, after 7 ends. NOORLA is 5 and Suburban 4. So both teams keeping it very tight, not giving much away.
And they haven't altered the length too much either.
No, and we noticed that the other night, the early stages of the game against, or last night actually, the early stages of the game against NOORLA and McNade, there was very little variation in the length of the end. And then Thomas suddenly realised, well, McNade are mastering this length, and he started stretching it out. And immediately there was a change in the game, and McNade tended to struggle with the 3/4 to long ends. Ian Crichton. Ian's going to be, yeah, fair start from Ian. That's possibly a metre in front. Andrew Cole, who is really having some difficulty coming to terms with this rink at the moment.
He's just under as well.
Yeah. You can see the marks on the green where the bowls are tracking down the green.
That's in new territory. That's not going to come
No,
back.
it definitely won't come back from there. He's coming in. He's coming in, but not to the extent that he would be happy with. Okay, Gary Phillips. No, it's Robert Jackson first up.
He's out there with Ian,
Yes.
and ends up in similar position.
Okay, Gary Phillips now. Super white bowls. I don't think that's going to be doing much, Gary, either. He's short and he's hanging out there. Right, Robert Jackson yet again. Is he going to run it out?
Oh,
yes,
I think he might.
Yep, he's snuck in there. Although he has run away a little bit, but he should be close to holding shot. Evening, Muddy. Is it still wet out there? It's drying off now. Okay, good correction from Gary Phillips there. I would imagine that would be shot. Possibly 3/4 of a metre short. Tony Sierra just ran through a little bit. Had a pretty fair line. Well done, Tony. Or Thomas, rather, sorry. Okay.
Oh, that'll be the shot.
I would think that is the shot.
Oh,
Thomas signalling one shot to them. Obviously with this green bowl of Robert Jackson's on the wing. That may have made a difference. Oh, maybe not.
that green bowl might be worth a couple though. If
I'd say so.
maybe there's a shot on the backhand to come underneath the white, looking to promote the two reds, or if he's a bit tight to take the green.
Yeah, well, he's got a couple of options there, really, hasn't he? Okay, Thomas is stripping off his saturated coat.
Looks a little tight.
Yes, he's got to, and he's not even here. Okay. Neil's first bowl, wanted to know where the jack is.
Thought he might have played that tight.
Yeah. No chocolates for that bowl. Thomas Garate. Not sure what line Thomas was following then. Okay. Neil needs to be under that. Just a slight sliver on it. It's spat him sideways. Okay. Tony Sierra's not bending down to put his knees on the ground. So, Eddie, you can do it. Oh, I don't like seeing that, people measuring like that. Yeah. That's definitely shot. One up to Suburban.
5 all again.
Yep. After 7 ends, we still have a hung jury. So Ian Crichton has just been given the permission to throw the kitty wherever he wants. Okay. Rejoining the battle. Ian coming up as lead up at his first bowl. At a 3/4 length end. Robbie looks like he's having a bit of trouble with maybe water. He's got the torchlight on his phone above him so he can see what's happening. He's just putting the phone on charge so it doesn't run flat. Where there's a will, there's a way, Robbie.
Ron, I was just looking at the results after the last round of play.
Yeah.
And in Section 1, Thurrangower have 5 wins. NOORLA has 5 wins.
Yep.
And Suburban has 5 wins.
That's correct.
So three clubs still in
three-way
the running.
split, and they're all playing at the moment.
And in Section B, Bowen has 5 wins and South Townsville have 5 wins. Ingham and Alligator Creek have 4.
Yeah, so anything can happen because there's only one game tomorrow before the final. This game, or this round tonight, should make things a bit clearer for Section 1. But the reality is, in Section 1, those on 5 games need to keep winning every game.
Yeah, the loser of this game will certainly find it difficult.
That's right. Okay, Gary Phillips just popping Ian Crichton across a little bit.
And in the other section, Bowen plays Magnetic Island tomorrow morning and South Townsville plays Garoo. So
yeah,
with both of them a chance of
winning
that section, they'll both be chasing
margins.
Aggregate.
That's right. And I think from memory, South Townsville would have the greater aggregate at the moment.
Yeah, by about 6, I think.
Okay, so it's not that big a margin.
No.
And it's great to see a club like Bowen up there fighting for position in the final.
Yeah. Well, they were runners-up in their section last year.
That's right, yep.
So they're doing well again.
Okay, Robert Jackson just cutting underneath. So at the moment, Jubilee are holding 2 shots. I don't think that front bowl is in the count. I suspect that's about 1.5 meters short of the kitty. Eddie Whitehouse with his first bowl. Eddie seems to be having a little bit of a problem picking up the right green. That definitely 2 shots to, could even be close to 3 shots there, Robbie. Tony Sierra is going to have something to say about it. He's saying,
yep, he's cut it back to 1.
Only going to give them 1 shot. Nice bowl from Tony there. It'll depend on your weight, Eddie. And
he'll go now.
Zipped across now and no chocolates.
Here it comes late. Oh,
It's just short of half a pace. Okay, here we go again. Coats on, coats off. Coats on, coats off. Ian was about to take his off and he decided no. I unzipped it. Didn't like the temperature outside, so I'll put it back on again. Mick Brady, it stopped raining in the CBD. Well, it stopped raining here too, Mick. Who is Thuringow playing in this round? I don't have my program with me at the moment. The draw with me. Thuringow, I'm not too sure. I'll get back to you on that one, Mark. And Mark Simpson's saying, good evening, Mark. So you would have fond memories or otherwise of Mark Simpson?
Yeah, I recall Mark. Yeah, he played for Thuringow.
Tim Trudy Mawson, go NOORLA. We are proud of you, Thomas. Yes, they've put in some good performances this weekend. Ashley Clinic, Cheesy, it's your shout, mate.
Again, Ash.
Again, yeah. It's a fair sort of bowl here. And I would say that it's possibly close. No. He's still not there. Must be fairly close for the shot bowl, I would imagine. Not really, when you look at that, eh? Thomas, you don't want...
Oh.
Okay. So, one more end completed after 8 ends. NOORLA 6, Suburban 5. After 9 ends, I apologise for that. So nobody's making a break for it yet.
Still not a huge variation in the lengths they're throwing either.
No, they're all sticking around that medium to short 3/4 length. A fair start from Andrew. Nice start from Andrew Cole there. Ian Crichton with his first bowl, leading up for Suburban. He didn't like that. That spat out of his hand. He looked at his hand straight away. I don't know whether that meant he jammed his hand underneath the bowl on the green. Or whatever you did, you should do more of it,
Yeah,
Ed.
it came back a long way.
Yep. Okay, Taylor Smallwood. Go NOORLA. Very proud of my nono, Thomas Garate. So you should be, Taylor. Chris Wood, top game. Chris, are you back in England? Or are you still flitting around Australia? Coming in nicely again.
Oh, he played this very well.
Yes, exceptionally well played, Ian. Nice bowl.
Took his grass and let it work.
Woodsy, you're back home in England. Well, it's summer over there, so you'd be pleased to know it's a little bit cool here. We're in the middle. Well, you know, we're in winter. But we've had rain pretty much every day during the Dunn Cup. Well, I know you'd love to be playing in it.
Yeah, Woodsy's a previous winner of a Dunn Cup.
Yes, he certainly is with Katharinga. Woodsy was here and played in the pennants this year.
And I was talking to him, he thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, he's always loved his bowls, always. Very competitive. Okay, Peter has just snuck in with some updated scores on the background.
Yep. After 15 ends, Katharinga are leading Air 19-7.
Okay.
After 9 ends, Jubilee are leading Collinsville 11-5. And a bit of a surprise here. After 8 ends, McNaid are leading Thuringowa 7-3.
Okay, after 8 ends. So,
Well, I don't think it's... I'm not trying to misread Peter's writing, but I don't think it's 17-3. I think it must be 7-3. 7-3? Or 17? If it's 17-3, that's a huge result.
he did lead us up the garden path in that last game with one of his results.
17-3. McNaid over...
That's a huge...
Over... you wrote the right way round. So Thuringowa 17, McNaid 3. Okay.
You trying to trick us again?
He certainly did. Had me in shock.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah. Well, I wasn't quite going to say too much when you first read it out. I thought, then when you read out the 17, I thought, well, that's worse. Tony Sura just hanging wide there. Eddie Whitehouse will be looking to try and consolidate, I imagine. And Kurt Sierra. Go NOORLA. Excellent bowling from my dad, Tony Sierra. Yes, he's playing fairly well. Speaking of your dad, he's waltzing towards us up the green.
I know, I changed
it. Okay, now Thomas Garate, with his unusual but very effective delivery.
Oh, got one away.
A bit of a rattle amongst those.
Just going to duck under.
Okay, Thomas is reaching. Bit of unfortunate luck there. That went straight back to Suburban. He's going to cut now. He needed to hold his line there. But so were we 1 or 2? 2, I think, wasn't it? Just the one?
Just the one, yeah.
Okay, so after 10 ends, we are back to a situation where we are 6 all. And at this stage, I'd like to thank those that have made this event possible and such a delightful tournament. Our sponsors, Jubilee Bowls Club, the hosts of the Dunn Cup for this year, who continue to do an excellent job day after day with their volunteers. They have thought of everything. There's not a thing that anybody can complain about. Townsville City Council for their contribution and support with Jubilee in hosting this event. Multicom communication experts, again major sponsors of Jubilee. JCell, electrical and instrumentation people. Glenn Carroll Painters, thank you Glenn, and TK Power and Air, again loyal supporters and sponsors of Jubilee. And also, last but not least, Gallivanter Travel, naming rights sponsors of the Dunn Cup.
Yes, my wife picked up a brochure for...
You're off to Japan,
off
I believe.
to Japan, I think.
Don't forget to mention you've got all that from the Dunn Cup bowls, and they'll really look after you. We do thank our sponsors, because without them, we would all struggle.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'd like to thank Mark for coming in, giving us some of his memories and expert advice. And we hope to see you tomorrow, Mark.
Yeah, I'll be here again. So thank you for the opportunity.
Not a problem. We thank you. Okay, we're swapping chairs. Mark's moving out, and Muddy has rejoined us. Muddy has got himself refreshed, full of food. Yes, no alcohol, but full of food, because he was definitely wasting away to a shadow. Mick Brady, on your Cheesy? Yep, it was nice having Cheesy in here, giving us some of his history and advice. Sorry, Matty. I'll put you back on speaker. What have you done? Got to get my gum boots on.
No, Mark accidentally touched it when he got up. There we go.
Yogi Best. Good evening, Yogi.
Hey, Yogi, how are you, mate?
I hope you're enjoying our coverage.
Muddy's back. Had a couple of cokes. Not allowed any alcohol yet till our job's finished.
No, we're on a strict
soft drink only.
Drink only. We had to sign a soda.
How much have you been drinking, champion? Hey, you're so worried about me. Oh,
yeah,
stop it.
You know, there's a code of conduct signed before we moved into the tent.
Yep.
And I must admit, it's been fantastic. It's been a real pleasure being able to bring commentary to the viewers out there. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I know you have, Muddy.
Yeah, mate, it's been great.
And we haven't been threatened with the sack yet, so
no,
we might be doing a halfway reasonable job.
Yes. Robbie Not Robbie. Brian hasn't come and said, yeah, that's it, get
That's
out.
it, get out. No.
It's my job.
Brian keeps saying, come on, you two, get in there.
Brian, as we said yesterday and the day before, Brian's been going around talking to all the bowlers and spectators and doing a fantastic job as he does for Bowls Queensland.
Yes, well, both Brian and Graham have been.
And Graham too, he's been
doing a marvellous PR job.
Yep. Tomorrow morning for all those locals, they've got an open forum.
Nothing is
There's
out of bounds.
There's a great bowl there by Tony Sierra.
So we have a tight game here.
Yeah, I see that, mate.
6 all after 10 ends. They're starting to get into a little bit now. They were all struggling when we had that.
That shower of rain. I was watching some of the bowls over on the back green, and
it would have been the same over there, I suspect.
Mate, yeah, definitely. All the boys trying to wear jackets and stay dry, and bowls slipping out of hands. And
Sean Fox will take your comments any time of the day.
Oh, thanks, Sean. Great coverage and good commentary. Well done, boys. Yep, so thanks, mate.
Both Muddy and I know Muddy is, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But they're long days, but it keeps us in the game to some extent, instead of having to.
Well, instead of just sitting in a room.
Sitting in the room, seeing nothing, or just doing paperwork all day.
Doing paperwork and cards and charts and.
That's still got to be done.
Yeah, that's all the things in behind. Like when we finish here.
Do the final
score I go in and do all the scores up for the final day.
We drag our president in with his computer and say, right, Michael, you sit there, get it on computer, get it on Facebook, so that everybody knows what's what.
And we've got teams and players, of course, at the moment wanting to know what's the difference in margins between teams. And
well, it's getting to that critical point now, Muddy, eh?
Yeah, in neither section we will know until tomorrow's game's finished.
That's right.
That's how close it's going to be.
It's getting that way, yes.
And I'm sure you guys, you and Mark would have done the scores for Section 2.
We did.
There's 6 shots. That's all it is between the top 2 teams.
Yep. So
that game could go either way tomorrow morning, whoever comes out victor. I mean, they both could lose.
Yeah.
They both could win. One could win. We don't know the outcome there yet, so it's all in the lap of the gods.
And this competition always brings up a surprise.
Yep.
We've already seen a few today.
Yes.
So
as we call it, that
gremlin that comes in, we have to unpack it every Thursday morning before we start play. Make sure the gremlin's alive and active. Not too sure the players are too keen on us unpacking him and bringing him out again, but it adds to the.
It's to the excitement of a competition.
Yep.
Just like in a money competition, you haven't got that first place check until that final game.
That's right.
And
most times.
Yeah, that's right. It's in this type of competition, you're fighting amongst your section. You have a fair chance. You play everybody.
There's 2 for NOORLA. Okay. 2 for NOORLA. After 11 ends, NOORLA are 8, Suburban 6. Robbie said racing to a commanding lead. Well, that's about the size of it, Robbie. That's possibly the biggest margin we've had so far in this game. Oh, first off, there was 2 shots. 3-0 to start with.
Oh, okay, yep. So it's been close.
They're just going neck and neck. They're going end.
I mean, 14 shots scored in 11 ends, so it's not a big scoring game.
Not a runaway for anybody yet.
No.
It's entertaining watching the coats go on, the coats come off, and the coats go on, get zipped up, then unzipped, and
you can really see the lines where
it's becoming. They're becoming very prominent now.
Yep, where they've been playing.
Well, Robbie's waving his hand around. I'm just sitting here, sitting back, and I'll commentate, and I'll let Robbie do what he has to do. He's all good now. He's happy. Okay.
I see Spanny was on there before.
Spanny was on there. Yep. Woodsy's been on.
Oh, Woodsy.
Yep, he's back home, or back in
Okay,
England.
yes,
I don't
yep.
know whether he calls it home, but
Oh, yeah, in Sheffield.
great bowl here from Ian Crichton. Brilliant bowl. He's pulled off a couple
Yep.
of those tonight.
He's been pretty consistent that I've heard most games. So Crichton's one of those players that he's always around the money. Fierce competitor, whether he's playing singles, pairs, fours, no matter what it is.
And thank you, Lynn and Harry. Those comments are muchly appreciated. So for Muddy and myself, it's an absolute joy to be doing this.
Yep.
And we must highly commend the Gold Coast-Tweed media team. They have been excellent in putting this package together, a very professional package. As Mark DeFrancisi said before, that last game he was sitting inside watching it on the big screen in the clubhouse, and he said he was blown away with the quality of it.
Yep. It's and mate, I was
And again,
just inside.
hats off to you, Robbie. It really is.
Yep. I mean, Robbie sets up every morning, pulls everything down at night time. I mean, he's got, I'd hate to think how many dollars sitting here on these tables that we're sitting at, with audio gear, headphones, cameras, speakers, you name it. So it's all got to get locked away every night. So, you know, we finish broadcasting and
His work still carries on for another hour.
Yep, he's still doing what we're doing, paperwork, and he's packing up. So,
and then got to go through it all again the next morning.
and then back early in the morning. So, Robbie, to you and your team, mate, I know your daughter's been helping you. I don't know if, and Brian, I'm sure, has been giving you a hand.
Yeah, Brian sits back and advises
and advises and tell him where to go.
and says
points
every
the
now and then,
finger.
That's a good job. That's a good job, Robbie.
Yep. No, it's a credit to you, mate. And from our point of view, it highlights our game here in North Queensland. People get to see it, and
please pass on. I know we'll see Tony again either tonight or tomorrow, but please pass on from me especially my appreciation of her assistance with us.
Yep.
I know she's your boss, but technically she is. That's right. Yeah, I believe she's the CEO of the media team, isn't she? Okay, yep.
I see Robbie Medlin was on before. Robbie, yeah,
Yep.
he was here in Townsville, played at South Townsville for a year or so. Caught up with Robbie a few years ago down at the district sides. Hello, mate, how are you? He's in Rocky now, I think he said last night.
Gary Phillips
Billawheeler.
trying hard there to create some havoc with those two-shot bowls.
Yep.
Actually, there's one Suburban, which is Ian Crichton's, and the other one is Robert. Oh, I'm a terrible person. Robert Jackson.
And Jacko.
Jacko, that's right. As we were told the other night,
Yes.
he likes to be called Jacko.
Yep.
It's Tony Sierra. Son watching back home. Very proud of Dad. And Thomas Garate's grandchildren. Very proud of their grandpa.
Yep. Thomas was telling me before the start of this game he'll have the whole family here down here tomorrow.
Oh, good Lord. Do we have to?
Yep.
So we'll be
Right.
invaded by
Spaniards,
all cheering, ole, ole.
I think I heard him say his father or someone, or I don't know. I heard him say someone was coming down, Dad, or whether it's...
Yeah,
Yep.
possibly. Okay, Mark Simpson, I am not going to read out your comment, and Muddy is not going to either. I will just say, who cares?
I can't see your screen, so that's
Do not mention anything, Muddy.
okay.
In all honesty, Mark, I have no idea. Have not seen him for quite some time. Possibly 12 months, 18 months.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really have no idea. Okay, you understand where I'm coming from, right? Yeah, I'm not being facetious or anything, Mark, but look, I really don't know. As I said, I haven't seen that particular person for
for me, it's been years.
Over 12 months.
Yep.
I know he used to be a bit of an institution here, but I think there was a parting of ways some time ago.
Okay, so Thomas going to try and
dislodge, I would imagine.
Dislodge, yeah, but try and play onto his own, push that other shot pole out. Oh no, he's playing the other hand.
Oh,
Maybe trying to split the two and stay there for shot.
I would have thought the better shot would have been his backhand to try and pop the kitty back to Jacko's and Andrew's bowl. But anyway.
Okay, so whose was the blue bowl that he just hit there at the back?
That's Andrew Cole's
That's Andrew's, so he's probably trying to play onto the red to push it back to.
That's right. Those
Andrews.
Those
so
green,
now
green speckle ones.
Yep.
They belong to Jacko.
Jacko, yep. And I know Tony Sierra says they're the green ones, which aren't in the picture
Not
there.
in the picture, no. White ones are.
Yep. Gary Phillips.
Gary Phillips.
Red ones are. There's a set of red ones for
Eddie Whitehouse.
Eddie and also Ian Crichton.
That's right. And
yep. So and here's their skip Neil.
He's got the red, white, and blue. I'm not sure whether he's a loyalist, royalist, or just likes red, white, and blue.
Yep. Maybe he barracks for the Roosters. Thomas, that's got to be tight.
It's got to be tight. Yep. Okay, so one ball to come this end.
Yep. And Gary Phillips.
Gary Phillips liked to move his stick for us. It would be very kind of him. As you can see, there's play continuing on the back green. The rest of section 1.
Yeah, 3 games up the back there, mate. Purely because section 2 they don't play at night time.
Night time, that's right.
There were a few teams still sitting inside watching the coverage, having a
quiet amber.
Yes.
Okay, it's the 1 to Suburban. So after 12 ends, it is 8-7.
Yep.
NOORLA leading by 1 shot, 8, and Suburban 7. 12 ends, 9 ends to go. So we're over halfway, and nobody's making a break at all.
No, it's 1 shots.
Muddy, would you like to go out and scratch Neil's back for him?
Yeah.
It's obviously got an itch there.
Sorry, yeah. See that?
And again, yet again, a big shout out and a thank you to our sponsors. Jubilee Bowls Club, magnificent hosts this year. Townsville City Council assisting Jubilee with this event and sponsoring them. Multicom, one of the Jubilee's major sponsors, and we thank them for their enterprise. JSL Electrical and Instrumentation, again another huge thank you. Glenn Carroll Painting, without people like Glenn Carroll's company, lots of jobs wouldn't get done. TK Power and Air, again thank you with assisting with the power and that sort of situation. And our naming rights sponsor, Gallivanter Travel, which Mark was quite happy to hear about this afternoon, and is seriously considering heading off to Japan. And he said, I will not take Muddy with me.
Oh no, I think that's I said I'm happy to carry his luggage. I'll even tell him I love him every night, but I'm not sharing a bed with him and I'm not kissing him, and I'll get him a cup of tea and a banana at night time because I know that's what he likes. He's one of those that likes to have a banana every night for potassium or something that he's...
That's right.
So
it's good for the bones, apparently.
So I'm happy to do that and be his little...
Yeah, but you might have to fly, Muddy.
Oh, mate, to go to Japan, I'd take that risk.
You'd take that risk?
Yep.
Good evening, Jean. Jean Bray, watching from Kent in England. Yes, it is a good game. Very tight game. Nobody's getting a break on it at all.
Well, there's Andrew Cole.
Andrew
Just rolled the kitty back.
Rolled the kitty back a bit. Decided he didn't like Ian holding two shots.
Crotto's just giving him a stern look too. Not happy.
Not happy, no.
Yeah. How dare you take that off me? But no, that's yep. The boys are obviously all having a bit of a chin wag over it.
Yes, as you said before, Ian Crichton is a very fierce competitor.
Oh, he's still. I think he won his A singles at the club again this year.
I think so. He was. Well, I know he was in the final.
Yep. So he's always thereabouts. I can see in the top of the screen up there, there's Greg Cuttress just about to walk out the door by the looks of him.
A couple of glasses of water.
Yeah, just that's what he drinks. So
yeah,
he joint owner of Multicom.
Yeah,
I was talking to him before there.
I think I think they're joint owners.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, there he comes out the door. Yep, with 2 bottles of water in his hand.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's a top bloke, Robbie.
Okay.
He married a... Sorry, what was that? A Dunedin. Oh, okay.
From New Zealand.
Yes.
New Zealand. Yeah, nice bowl there from Gary Phillips. It is very close, but I would favour Andrew's bowl at the moment.
Well, here comes Jacko. This should be close if he starts to work now. Just a bit heavy.
A bit heavy.
That's all.
Oh, just a bit heavy. He's run through about 3.5 metres, Muddy.
Yep.
It is very deceptive what we see on the monitor. But we're learning not to necessarily believe what we see.
That's correct.
Okay, Robbie's about to bring out the 4B2.
Yeah, that cattle prod.
Yeah. They keep forgetting where the camera is. Tony Sierra
should come under.
If he's underneath
that bowl, he's going to be close.
He's going to be
very close, but he just hasn't got the legs to run out.
Fraction short. About a metre short. Had a nice line and nice track then. Okay. Okay, Eddie Whitehouse down the back. Keeping Jacko company. Trying to keep him honest. Tony Serra.
Bit tighter than his last.
He's tighter, but has he got the weight? No, he's going to crash.
Front bars.
Yes, he had to be well around that bowl, and he was very tight on his grass. Yep. Thomas Garate, one of the characters of our district bowls. Lovely chap. Absolutely lovely chap. He's very emotional with his game, as do most of us.
Yes.
He certainly wears his heart on his sleeve. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
And again, another very fierce competitor. He's always up for a challenge, Thomas. It's Neil's first bowl.
Thomas with that unique delivery. I don't think he's here.
No. Actually, he's pushed.
Yep, he's
pushed
one of theirs.
Ian Crichton's bowl up, I think.
I heard Tony Sarah say
two
down.
2 down, yes.
This is definitely tighter than his last bowl. Depends what he hits now. Hits Thomas. No change.
No change, no.
One to come.
Thomas has got one to come. Okay.
Asking if he can play his forehand instead of his backhand.
Yep.
Wanting to play more up through the head. That's what Thomas's natural game is, and he's way wide. Unless he can hit his own open, no. Way wide.
We go to a measure, obviously. Tony is not going to give two away without a measure, I wouldn't think. 2 shots.
Oh, well.
Okay, Suburban have jumped to the lead. After 13 ends, Suburban have picked up 2 shots, so it is NOORLA 8, Suburban 9. 8 ends to go. So we're starting to get to the business end of the game. And still nobody has made a break.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they're basically playing the same length end after end. Nobody's decided to try and change it up dramatically. Christine Fitzgerald. Can't wait to see the 3 generations of bowlers from Alligator Creek on the stream tomorrow. From Nowra, New South Wales. Well, we won't know till tomorrow morning exactly who's going to be on the live stream rink. That's the decision we take after all the results are in.
And that's
the only thing we do know for certainty is it won't be any team that is likely to finish up in the final.
That's correct.
For obvious reasons, because this is the show rink being used for the final. So it will be 2 teams. And every team's competitive.
That's correct, yeah.
And as I tried to explain earlier, it is physically impossible with 17 teams to have every team on the TV rink. Because to do so, we'd be rigging the draw, or we would need 2 TV rinks. And the cost of that would blow us out the back door. We just cannot afford that situation. A nice bowl here from Andrew Cole.
Yep.
Now, we would love to be able to highlight every single team, but this is the second time we've actually sat down with this unit and tried to work it out, and it is physically impossible.
Yeah. As it is, there's still, I think, 4 teams that haven't played on the TV rink.
This rink, yep, right.
And so you know, someone is unfortunately going to miss out, and there's no guarantee that all those 4, that even one of them will get a game tomorrow. It depends on who they play. Is that team in contention to play in the final?
What division they are?
Yep. So, as you and I know, Ron, it's It's a difficult job. We try our best, but it's just it doesn't always work that everybody definitely gets a game. So
That's right. There's extreme limitations we have to work with.
So Christine, it's not a guarantee. I can't
we
promise.
don't know.
Yeah.
That's the truth of the matter at this stage. We have
Yep.
no idea who we'll be looking at. So the only thing we are certain of is that it won't be one of the teams or any of the teams that are
in contention.
And we have games tomorrow morning, which could go any way and could bring somebody else into the picture. So
The equation, that's right.
we've got section 2 at the moment, being separated by a margin of 6 shots.
And that's only with 2 teams. Now, if they both lose,
You've got others sitting there waiting to come in.
and again, Christine, that's the luck of the draw. Everyone's got to play everyone, and they can't have everyone on the TV at the same time.
Ash, I think
Cheesy, I think
he's up your way somewhere. I think he's in the clubhouse.
No, I think they've gone for dinner.
Oh, they've gone for dinner?
I think so, or they were going home, or...
Okay. Okay. There's Jacko. I think Jacko could be holding shot there. Maybe not. This red bowl on the right of Van Crichton's could possibly be shot.
Yeah, nothing's really close.
No, Eddie Whitehouse is...
Yeah, that's gone.
Slowed away. He's zipped off to the side. Okay, Tony Sierra about to play his first bowl. Slip past the jack. Eddie Whitehouse has come around the back. Okay, Tony Sierra with his second. He's got nothing. Now that's going very close to the jack, trying to shave it both sides. I don't think Tony believes what he saw there. He just stood and stared down the green at that bowl until it finished. So we have the 14th end just about to be completed, and Suburban 1 shot ahead at this stage.
And Ron, just looking at section 2, there are 4 teams, depending on the way games go, there are 4 teams that could make the final.
Yeah,
in that section.
Yeah, Mark and I were looking at that before, and
Alligator Creek is one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
If they were to win, and again South Townsville lose again, and if Bowman was to lose, and Ingham and Alligator Creek could all the whole 4 teams could finish on 5 wins.
That's right. And then it's just
And
going,
then it's
going down to
a luck of margin.
Margins, countbacks, and all the rest of it
So
come into play.
In one breath, that would near rule Alligator Creek out because they could play in the final tomorrow afternoon.
Well, it'd rule Alligator Creek out, Bowen out. Ingham out.
Ingham, South Townsville. None of those 4 at this stage. I mean, we'll have to sit down and work it out, but that's the scenario we're left with. I mean, someone has to play on the rink because we only have 8 rinks available. So
we make every effort not to allow any potential finalists play on this rink in that game in the morning, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and that's what we do. You can't play on the same rink 2 games straight. And this section, well, I'm not going to know any results till all those games are finished. But again, there could be, I know there's definitely 3, there's possibly 4 or 5 teams in this section, again, that have all possibly got a hunt to be in the final.
Yep, that's right.
Again, margin is going to separate.
Okay, Andrew's put the mat down, so
NOORLA's
got 1 for sure. I don't know whether one's been declared yet, but
yeah, Tony, one of the green bowls has been taken out.
Okay, so that's definitely 1. One. I think.
Oh, and Thomas didn't play his last bowl. He obviously didn't want to go near it.
No. Yeah, and say we don't have a crystal ball to be able to tell us what's going to happen from one game to the next, as we see year after year. Okay, Andrew Cole with his first bowl. Has he got the weight?
Oh, I think he's very short.
He's short. He had good grass. Okay, look at Ian Crichton now, leading up for Suburban. We again have a tied up game after 14 ends, 9 all.
Yep, very close. You can hear a bit of laughing and going on from the green behind us.
And I suspect that's from the sponsors.
Oh no, I think it's from some of the players. And
okay.
no, the sponsors tent, I think now they've all finished.
Yep.
The TK Power boys were in there just before when I was down there having a chat to Biggles. There was a few apprentices in there having a beverage and some food.
Okay.
I know there's a heap of Jubilee boys right to our right here. That's what Tomo's just rolled a wrong bias next door on the green.
Okay.
So Tomo's playing with Blakey for McNaid.
Blake against Thuringower.
Yes, they're against Thuringower. So
all the Thuringower players will be lining up to get a beer ticket off Tomo.
Yes. The usual payment for a wrong'un. This is close.
Yes, Jacko's drawn with a shot.
Yeah, that's a beautiful bowl.
Nice bowl from Jacko.
Yep. And again, depending on who makes the final tomorrow afternoon, we could be inundated with
spectators
from their clubs. NOORLA hasn't been in the final for some time, so you could imagine the
The town would empty out.
Ingham would just about be an empty ghost town. NOORLA's not a big club on numbers, but they have a lot of players that do play there. And I'm sure Gary Akinera would bring down busloads if they were successful in making the final. Our local clubs, South Townsville, big supporter base. Suburban, Darrengower, Gutharinga.
All clubs have
Jubilee,
got their loyal supporters.
Even Ingham Bowls Club. Every time, yep, they all have them.
And it's good to see the supporters coming out to support their clubs and their players.
Yeah, definitely. I know the Townsville show's in full swing. My girls rang me before. They're there.
Okay. We need more money, Dad?
Yeah, no, not yet. I haven't got that call.
It will come.
Oh, yeah, that's probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Hey, Dad, we want to go back to the show when it's dry.
Yeah.
Any chance of some jinker?
Okay, Tony Sierra here. Sierra.
Yeah, he's got a very good bowl here.
Nice bowl. Let's sneak past those.
Yep.
Add to the count. That's 2 to NOORLA at the moment.
Mike Brody. I hope NOORLA brings the Lambrusco.
Well, they can bring as much as they like. I'd love to see some come into this little box, but
Yeah.
Robbie won't let us. He tells us no.
We've
got to drink water or milk.
Keep that to yourself.
Oh, Lambrusco.
Oh, no.
Lambrusco used to be a very popular drink.
Yeah, well, it was back in its day. It's, I mean, if I was to have a red, it'd be a full-strength Cab Sav. But I'm not a red man anymore. It's supposed to be good for the heart.
Apparently.
Well, I probably should be drinking it by the bloody bottle, by the carton. Tony's changed hands and drawn another shot on the other hand. That's a
getting all the encouragement in the world from
two
Thomas.
great bowls.
So that's
3
to NOORLA.
NOORLA so far.
So this could be the start of a little bit of a breakaway.
Depends what Eddie Whitehouse has got to say about it. He's still running.
Still running, and he's going to push this bowl over and get the shot. I'm not too sure what that translated into.
I think he thought Tony had more bowls, so
okay.
Thomas not happy with that.
Tony's only got 2 bowls, and he's used both of them. Maybe he was hoping Tony might have had a third one there. That was a well played bowl actually from Eddie. He got the result that Neil was after.
Oh, very lucky result. I mean,
well,
he did play onto that bowl.
Play onto the bowl.
It
was deliberately played onto.
Yep.
Him.
I think he'll be playing with weight here, and I mean, if you got the edge of the red, it could. No, that's Thomas. You got to be straight at it, mate.
Yep. He's staring that bowl down. He was saying something about it's the last time I'll use that bowl for a week or so. Okay, Thomas with his second bowl. He needs to have the weight to hold his line, and he's just missed it. Very unlucky. He played the right type of shot. Okay.
Rosemary, is there any chance of showing off the Alligator Creek Bowls shirt? I find this name fascinating. It's on my bucket list to visit. If you go onto Alligator Creek's Facebook page, just Google, obviously, Alligator Creek. Have a look in all their photos and you'll see when they won the Dunn Cup in 2022. There's a photo of the 4 boys with the Dunn Cup flag and their shirt. So you'll be able to see it there, and there's photos of other players and teams and all that, but it's on there. So you'll be able to see their shirt. They're all gone home tonight, so there is no one here from Alligator Creek anyway that I could show you.
Okay, so the start of the 16th end, 15 ends completed. NOORLA 9, Suburban 10. So yet again, nobody's making much of a break. It's nip and tuck all the way with these two teams. 6 ends to go. Ian Crichton's played quite a handy little bowl here. Nice bowl from Ian.
Thanks, Rosemary. I hope you can find that love and see what it looks like.
Okay, Andrew Cole. Just tucking.
Just a tad shy.
That's all it was. Great effort.
Simo, I will try and get you scores in a minute, mate. We're just
Okay, Crido, Ian Crichton, affectionately known as Crido. 2 good bowls. 2 very good lead bowls.
because we're kind of closed in our tent now at the moment, mate, because of the rain. I will see if I can get some scores for you, Simo.
Okay.
There's a great bowl by Andrew Cole.
Andrew Cole. Just a nice little touch off the front bowl of Crido's. Tickle on the back bowl and came to rest. Right, we've dispatched Muddy to get some scores of the other games, Mark, so he should be back a couple of minutes with some results. And here's a nice bowl, a nice attempt from Gary Phillips. Okay. Now Jacko with his first bowl. Again, another nice bowl. I think Thomas liked that. He's calling it shot. Not too sure whether that is the case, but Gary Phillips with his snow white bowls. Actually, they've got little speckles in them. I think there might be little pink and grey dots, spots in them. When you look at them closely, they're not pure white. Gary was across the head and short. Jacko with his second bowl. He's fetched that out, and it's not going to come back to where he'd like it to. Came back fairly well, but still off to the right. And there we go. They're blue specks. Only when you get really close to them can you see that clearly blue. With the night lights shining on the bowls, they do definitely look, well, to my eyes anyway, they do look white. Okay, Eddie Whitehouse. It's just snuck in behind. Tony Serra with his first bowl. Well, it's pretty much where Thomas was asking him to put it. I'm not too sure why Thomas wanted it over there. Unless he's expecting Neil to try and trail the kitty. Eddie Whitehouse. I suspect he's still coming. He is still coming. Not that far away. But it could be the shot. Could well be the shot there, Robbie. It's not a great of animation from the skips, one way or the other, but it's still a fair sort of bowl. Okay. Tony let loose there. And took out his bowl and Jacko's bowl for whatever reason. So Neil's first to the plate. Suburban leading by one shot at this stage. And possibly one shot up on the end. Yeah. We'll send Muddy out there to biff them in the ear as they keep walking past. Yeah, there's plenty of room to walk behind. Tony, get out of the way. Yeah, I would say that's definitely shot now. They could be holding two there. Okay, Muddy,
Okay,
tell us the sad story.
Whilst Thomas is walking up the other end, Collinsville playing Jubilee on 15 ends. Jubilee 23, Collinsville 6.
Okay.
Tharangower versus McNade on 14 ends. Tharangower 24, McNade 11. Cutharinga and Ayr, they have actually just finished as I walked outside. Their final score, Cutharinga 29, Ayr 12. So that game is finished and completed. Win to Cutharinga.
So, how many losses have Cutharinga had now? Two?
They've had two. So, there's still
a possibility.
Yep.
Very slim possibility, but mathematically it's possible. Thomas is very close here. He's picked the channel and he's spat it sideways, gone out there with it.
And
that could be 3 shots.
No,
it's gone out of bounds. Killed it. Bad luck, Thomas.
That would be a dead bowl.
Okay, so we're still 15 ends, 9 to NOORLA and 10 to Suburban. Right.
Yes, you're right, Ron. Cutharinga's got still a slim chance. They play Tharangower tomorrow morning. So again, depending on a result there, if Tharangower could beat them, Tharangower then would have 2 losses. If NOORLA was to lose this, they would have 2 losses. Suburban, I think, have already. They might have only had 1 loss.
I think they've only had 1.
Yeah, they lost to.
Because both these teams are equal.
That's correct.
It's only margin that's separating them.
Yep. So that's right. Suburban only had one loss so far, and that was to Tharangower. NOORLA only had the one loss, and that was to Katharinga.
Yeah.
So NOORLA's got to play Jubilee in the morning. So again, mate, we've probably got four, 5, 6 teams in that section.
Becoming very nightmarish, isn't it?
That could all make the final.
Yep.
So
In reality, this is one of the closest Dunn Cup playoffs we've had for several years.
that's a great start there by Crotto.
Yeah.
Well, just by our calculations there's possibly 10 teams that could make the Dunn Cup tomorrow.
Yep.
Depending on results, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people have
some
to
are relying on other results.
rely on someone losing and someone winning, but there's potential 10 teams that could possibly make the final.
And we don't have the crystal ball to be able to say, well, this team's going to beat that team or otherwise, because as we keep saying,
Again, as
the gremlin comes to play.
As Christine pointed out there before, Alligator Creek beating South Townsville. Now, on paper, no one would have picked that. But in saying that, it's a game of bowls. Anyone can win.
Yeah, of course. Couple of things go your way, and
that's correct.
well, Crotto, I think you've well and truly pinched this one.
He's not happy. Oh, he's not happy. Look at him.
Look.
Oh, that bowl. Oh.
And he's still staring at that bowl. Why are you doing that? 2.5 inches. That's pretty close, Ian. Thomas is saying, whatever, you do what you've got to do. Just get me the shot, please. So Andrew's having a little bit of a run at this. He driving leads, Robbie. They shouldn't be allowed, should they? That's right. Just get something close. They can build on.
Yep, that's stupid.
Yeah, but
absolutely stupid.
But he did sort of indicate to Thomas, can I have a go? And Thomas says, yeah, whatever. But yeah.
I mean, at this stage of the game, build ahead.
Exactly. Just get numbers there. All you have to do was beat this back bowl. Okay, Gary Phillips ran through. Is Jacko? I don't think Jacko's got the weight. Yeah, just a bit shy with Jacko. Nice grass. Gary Phillips with his second bowl. He's thrown it out there.
That looks to be why he'll come home, but not enough.
No, he won't come home enough from there. Yeah,
came home a long way.
Yeah.
He's still, that looks like it's a good 1.5 foot off the kitty.
Okay, Jacko with his second bowl. He's not going to be short this time. Okay. Okay, Eddie Whitehouse.
He seems to have a bit of pace on this.
He has.
Yep.
And he's run through possibly 2 metres or more, a bit more. Okay, Tony Serra. Well, he's still coming.
This is very close.
Still coming. Great try. Great try.
Yep. a good second shot.
Yep.
Hey Robbie, hi Muddy, do you know if there was a list of all the players in each of the teams, mate?
Yes.
Mate, we have a program that has
Every player's name.
every player's name. I will see Michael Blake and get him to put that on our NQDMBA Facebook page. I don't think we can put it on our live streaming. I don't think that's possible.
No. Robbie's saying
Robbie's saying no. So, a photo of that, Robbie, or do you have to type it all in?
Great.
Okay, I'm just told, Robbie, that Robbie can actually take a photo of the program and
put it on the disc.
Put it on the disc and bring it in tomorrow and put it on the live stream. So, mate, if you have a look sometime tomorrow morning,
it will be there.
It'll be there, and if you we will put it on when you send us a message. But if not, as I said, I still will get Blakey to put it on our
Facebook page
too, mate. It doesn't have all the reserves and managers, but it's got all the actual players playing.
The original teams.
The original teams, yes. Obviously, last minute there were a few pullouts.
Yes, nice bowl there by Neil.
Not a problem, Robbie. Happy to help, mate. That's what we're here for, to try and help people so they can see our concept, and you being an ex-Townsville boy, mate, so you know the Dunn Cup. You would know quite a few of the players when you see the list, so... Thomas is close here as well. No, he's just going to skirt it.
Running through, just skirting it. He's got another bowl in his
hand.
Not yet he has, but he's about to.
One to come.
He's now got it in his hand.
I haven't seen much of Neil.
No.
Play before. Just a new guy to town.
Two nice bowls.
Yep.
Two down, got to hit him, says Tony. He's going to be tight.
Yep. Way tight.
Oops, hello. The gremlin is hit.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, he got a result.
Got a result. That's 16 ends, 10 all. So again, neck to neck and neck all the way through.
16 ends, 20,
5 ends to go.
20 shots scored. That's unbelievable.
Yep. Absolutely amazing. But again, if you've got the weight,
yep, anything can happen.
And you're in the area, and the gremlin decides to smile at you.
I mean, you look. Yeah.
And the look on Thomas's face was that's what I expected to happen.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about.
Good on him. Taylor Smallwood. Go Tomo. Tomo's playing with McNade. Yes, Brian, it was an unreal shot, but the expression on Thomas's face was it was completely expected.
I just received a message that Neil has played at Suburban for at least 3 years.
Okay.
He is a worker and plays most Saturdays. Well,
right. Okay. That would account for why we haven't seen too much of him around the traps.
Yep. and he probably just plays at Suburban, I would say. So
nice start here from Ian Crichton. So Andrew's got to try and match him somehow. If he's got the weight, he's got potentially a great bowl here.
Yep, that's a great
That's
bowl.
a big bowl.
That's, yep.
And that's what he should have been doing in the last end,
the last
instead
end,
of having a flip at one single bowl. Because the whole thing could have come horribly unstuck for NOORLA because of that.
Garate just drawing up to it, trying to sit to it.
Sit to it. Nice bowl, Ian Crichton.
Now Jacko should just be trying to finish. Yeah, that's exactly right. A foot to 2 feet behind.
Because any pop on that front bowl of Ian's is going to send the kitty over that way.
I have a question here from Jay. Jay, who is the young lad playing from Alligator Creek? The young fella's name is Taron Ketchup. He's 16 years of age, we found out today. His father's also in the team, Grant Ketchup. And
his step-grandfather.
His step-grandfather is he's been promoted to skip today, was Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper will go back to third tomorrow, and Michael Parafasini comes back into that team. Michael couldn't play today because of personal reasons. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, he does seem like a promising young player. We want to try and get him in the like a developing type of team in our area. Get some juniors together and keep him interested in the game of bowls and get him playing
some serious bowls before he finds girls. Well, it's possibly too late. He's possibly already found girls.
Oh no, well let's hope we can keep them in the game, and as I said, from a district point of view, I think if we can keep young fellas like that interested and show them we are keen as senior players and management team and selectors
to nurture them.
Yep, to keep them involved and play against some big names and take them to clubs and show that we're keen for them to develop, because one day they will be district players if they stick to it. I mean, we all started from somewhere. So I believe in that. I hope we can keep him in the game. Good discussion here between the two boys.
In-depth discussion.
Yep.
Especially given that NOORLA was holding one shot. I would suspect both skips are looking at ways they can possibly break this open a little bit.
Yep.
Thanks, some numbers.
Rick Green. Mate, this is the first time we've really done it properly. We both had a crack at it when it was at Cutharinga a few years ago. Neither of us really know what we're doing properly, but mate, we're just trying, and hopefully we are doing a good job for you and letting you know results and scores and keeping you involved in the game. So thanks for your comments. Tony obviously just trying to draw, I would say, around and beat those two green bowls.
He's played a great bowl.
Yep, because if Kitty's going to go anywhere, depending on how hard it's hit.
It's a good home there, Robbie. Yeah. That's right. Sorry, Eddie. It's not in the ballpark.
Kelly has just put something on there, Ron, on your screen.
Kelly and Joey, make sure you get Thomas to belt out a few tunes for you guys tomorrow night.
If the red comes out, Thomas will
Be
be
on
on tune. Yes,
We're well aware of that.
I have been
Look at
around.
this.
That's a
Great
bowl.
bowl from Tony Serra. Absolutely bomb. And I see young Keller arrived here a
he's
little while
finished
ago.
work,
Finished
so-
work, so he's come down to support his team.
There he is on the top of our screen up there.
Yep. So that is 2 shots for sure to NOORLA. Eddie Whitehouse with his second bowl.
Mick, I don't know about that, mate. I don't like cricket. I don't know if that's a compliment or...
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait to see if he brings a cage full of pigeons tomorrow.
No, there's definitely no chance of that. Mate, look, as I said, Ron and I we're just thankful that we were able to get in here and help out. You know, it's
Great bowl there. That's a replay of Tony Serra's bowl.
I see it that we're helping our district and helping our sport, and it's the game that I love. I'm now 60. I had my first roll up when I was 14. Played most of those years. There was a few I didn't play, but gives you a good indication how long I've been involved in bowls and playing. So
that would have been those years you found girls, alcohol, and cars.
Oh
buddy.
yeah, no, and I was still playing Aussie rules when I first came to Townsville. So back in my fit days. I never played when I lived in Wodonga. A little bump there. Just went over.
Just a little
Yep.
bubble.
But this green's been, perfect. It's
Thomas has spat
Thomas
himself
has come
sideways.
straight over there, and I suppose if Kitty's going to go anywhere,
That's possibly where it'll go.
Yep.
Or back to, well, it'll come back to those light green and dark green bowls.
oh, someone.
Okay, thank you, South Townsville. We appreciate your kind words.
Neil's had a crack.
Yep.
Well, if everyone likes us that much, we'll put a bill into
To Gold Coast and Tweed Media.
to the big boss and say, hey, I get the
Okay.
same pay as you, Robbie, which is donut. Yeah, 0 plus 0 equals 0. Oh, well. We're used to that at NQ, mate. So
So you won't be disappointed.
no, we won't be disappointed.
No,
I think Neil's going to line up here and have another crack.
Smack at this.
You'd be hoping it to go dead, I would think. He's on target
He's
this
on
time.
target this time. He's got something and spat sideways and is possibly still one down.
The blue bowl could be shot.
Blue
still
bowl
in
is
front.
shot, I would say. Tony's definitely claiming it.
Yeah,
That's
there's
one.
Definite one.
Two.
Three.
Oh, that's one more than they were facing before that bowl. I don't believe it. Tony's getting. Oh, he's got lots of padding there, so his knee doesn't get wet.
Yeah.
No. So he's
I thought there was just a one, but to pick out 3 so far and measuring for 4. No, 3 shots.
3 shots. Okay, breakaway.
Yep.
After 17 ends, NOORLA 13, Suburban 10. So we have suddenly come up with a breakaway movement.
Here's the boss. Look. we're just... Mate, we're getting great reports on our job here, so we've got to give you a bill for our commentary. Yeah, I'm told how much it is. Donut. We just were greeted with the bosses, told them that we're putting in a bill. Box of donuts coming our way. No, that's good because I don't eat chocolate-coated donuts.
Definitely not chocolate-coated.
Just straight out cinnamon ones for me. That's my favourite.
Oh no, they've got to have jam in them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hot cinnamon, Robbie, I'm with you, mate.
No, hot donuts injected with
strawberry jam. Yep. Okay, yep. And I suppose you'd like a cup of tea with that too?
No, don't drink tea. Don't drink tea.
No, muscat. Port.
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Andrew Cole's played a very good bowl. First up.
There's a question there, Ron, on your screen. Yes.
How long is the green, please?
Most greens.
This one is a standard green.
So 38 metres.
Yep.
Most greens are 38 by 38. Some vary, 36.5 to 37, 39. But the standard is roughly 38 metres squared.
By 38.
Yep.
So this is a standard green.
Yeah. And that'd give you a rough idea. And I mean, we could be out by maybe a metre, but it would be very, very close.
Yeah, 2 handy bowls from Andrew Cole. So 4 ends to go. And there's a 3-shot margin for NOORLA, 13-10. Daz and Ange. Evening, guys. Watching from Esk Bowls and Community Club. Loving the live stream over the last few days. Looking forward to the final tomorrow and good luck, South Townsville. Okay, we will pass your best wishes on to South Townsville. Tracy Wallace. Good evening. Nice to see nighttime bowls. Looking forward to pennants coming up. And Isabel Dempster Semple, watching from Scotland. Good evening, Isabella. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you're enjoying the live stream. Okay.
Scotland, another place I'd love to go to. Scotland and Japan, 2 countries that are just absolutely fascinating. So much history.
Well, I'll let you come to Egypt with us next year, Muddy, and you can carry our bags.
See, I mean, I know Egypt's again, it's got...
I'll let you even ride on the camel. Okay, now that's Gary Phillips, and didn't quite make the cut there. Andrew Cole still holding one.
Still holding one.
He says, don't touch it or we go down. Okay.
Yes, the bowl he was talking about.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, either bowl. He can't afford to. Yes, it's Jacko's.
He said he was quick on the mat, didn't take his time and pulled up way short.
Yep.
And Thomas will always let you know.
He will.
How he feels.
It's all right, Thomas. We didn't get the 4x2 out.
Yeah, Thomas, you've been a good boy this game.
Yep.
We don't have to hit you with that cattle prod.
Good grass for Gary Phillips, but
yeah,
bit haywire with his weight.
Yep, dropped miles short.
Okay, Tony Sierra. He'll be looking to try and consolidate this lead.
And he's in the area. Thomas has got
the hands up in the air and he's missed it.
Probably a little bit heavy for what Thomas was after.
Yeah.
That was the idea, but dropped 2-3 feet of weight. With that weight, he could have pushed either bowl in for shot.
Yep.
And then we would have heard the Spaniard go right off. Not happy Jan.
Okay, here's Eddie Whitehouse's bowl. And
Trouble.
he's pushed this in for shot, possibly.
Yep.
Kitty's back to here, so Thomas is definitely down.
One down.
That's what he was frightened of.
Just looking for 1 or 2 shots on this end to try and extend that margin.
Come on, Tony, this shot ball.
Come on, Tony. The shot bowl, he's saying. Come on, Tony.
Oh,
it's got to be close.
Fell back now, I think. No,
No.
not even close.
No. Yep.
Yep, that's all they've got to do. Just draw another one in. Just rest these back bowls. Robert from Waranga, New Zealand, enjoying the banter and, of course, the bowls. Welcome, Robert. Glad you're enjoying it all.
Yep.
Taranga. Yeah, that one. New Zealand. Okay. So we have Suburban holding 1 shot.
Yep. Tony's just
Tony's
put the
just
hand
confirming.
down, confirm it.
Saying, well, if
All the boys having a bit of a bo peep.
Where'd my ball finish?
Yep. Thomas, control that kitty, could make 3, 4, 2, depending on how far he trails it.
That's right.
Sits the shot bowl through, he'll make 3.
He'll definitely be looking to try and move that kitty.
Oh, definitely. Especially this is the 18th end. He's got a margin of 3 so far.
Yeah, picks up a couple.
Yep.
Here, a little bit of multiple.
Could be very hard for Suburban to peg back.
Okay. He's got a good line here.
Off that, onto that.
Up to that, and there's 3 shots. As simple as that.
There goes the hands waving, and oh.
Thank goodness I've done that, he says.
Again, he just played perfect weight though, just to come up and
get
the result. Silly. He didn't. Yeah, that didn't need huge, massive weight.
No.
And how many times do you see skips jump on the mat
and go crash
and go
miss,
crash,
miss
bang,
a lot, or
boom, and
finish up in more trouble than they were before.
Now he's in the box seat. He's got 3. I mean, Neil could play a good running shot here and kill it. He's probably not going to draw. Definitely playing with some weight.
Oh, not with that, he's not.
He's got weight, but he's really thrown that out the side.
That's interesting. Red, white and blue bowl, and coming down at that speed, it looked purple.
Yep. Well, if you mix those 3 colours together, it does make purple.
Yep. No, on the green.
Yeah.
Tony, you can't punch a bowl into somebody's eye.
Hello, Michelle Emerson. Yes, it was a fantastic bowl by Thomas. Got a perfect result. Played with good weight, just come up. Tried to sit the bowl and come off it and got the shot. So now he obviously doesn't want to make a bigger target. And if he sits in front of the white, and even if Neil does smack the 3,
he'll only go 1 down.
Yeah, I would think the kitty's got to go anyway. If he hits that front red,
the kitty will spit sideways out of bounds.
Unless he only just moves it, and then we've got Tony Sierra sitting over. Oh, he's gone back to the
interesting
draw,
he's got to be underneath this bowl,
and he is close. So if he misses that,
he's got a potential bomb of the bowl here. No, great try, but it's still 3 down. 3 shots.
Could see what he was after.
After 18 ends, 3 ends to go. It is 16 NOORLA and Suburban are 10. So NOORLA have skipped away to a 6-shot break.
3 ends to go.
Still not out of reach of Suburban by any stretch of the
No.
imagination. One good multiple end and they're back in the game.
Yep. It's obviously been a good tight game for that first 8 or 9 ends when I was when you had Mark here.
There was nothing in it.
Yeah,
nothing
I
at
mean,
all.
It's like 26 shots scored in 18 ends. So you
Yeah.
know that's not a huge score.
No.
Sorry? Yeah, that's right. 6 shots have been in the last 2 ends.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 threes.
There's young Justin, sorry, over there on the top left of screen.
Yes, that's right. Yep, with Mum, Chrissy,
Yes.
and some of the Jubilee boys. They'll be watching Jubilee there.
So Mum's got the night off tonight, but look
Yes. She does a fantastic job here, Chrissy. Nothing seems to phase her. She
Okay.
just gets in and works.
Ian Crichton's talking to his bowl, telling him to get up, but it's not listening to him. Andrew Cole is holding shot at the moment. Plenty of room.
There's Benny Cribben up there in the background of the boys. He's playing almost directly behind this game. Andrew Cole coming in
nicely.
just a tad shy.
See is that Jack Davidson over there next to Killer?
No,
No.
that's Jared.
Jared, yes. I know.
Segman. Yeah, I think. I don't know.
I just saw the
I just know
saw the beard there. That
Yeah,
was all.
Jared. Young fellow here from Jubilee. Again, been helping out, I think, today. So,
They've got a very good stable of players here at Jubilee.
mate, that's yeah, that's a good bowl there by Garate.
That's right. He's,
Well, the Cribben boys are known all over the state.
Yep.
Anyone that moves to Townsville, it was interesting today, that guy that's obviously an army guy being
the
posted here.
Defence Force, yes.
Yep. Yeah, well, good try. And you said that he does know Justin, so...
Yeah. Well, they played against each other last year in the Anzac Test.
Oh, okay, so yep, he's a military guy definitely then, so...
Yep.
Yep. And he makes sense. Come to Townsville, I know someone there, I'll join Jubilee.
Dale knows him. He,
Ed Dale being in the military himself, so...
that's right. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Jacko wasn't far off with his first. Touched the shot bowl, but just slid past. Got a good line again, just it depends on his weight. And I don't think he's here.
A bit of a straightener. Not
Yep,
enough, though.
but not enough. He finished Jack high, or if not just a bowl behind.
Okay. Gary Phillips covers the mouth up. Not entirely happy. Okay, Tony Serra. See what Tony's got up his sleeve this time.
That's a great bowl, Tony.
Yep.
Tony Sierra.
Exceptionally good bowl.
Yep.
Yep, that's a shot for sure.
Yep. Again, one of those true gentlemen on the green. On and off the green. Nice bloke.
He is, yes.
And he's just touched that front
Front
wide
bowl
there.
and
Yeah.
skidded sideways for a little.
Otherwise, he had Tony's bowl just about all the way.
Yep. Tony's second bowl.
Again, he's got a good line, and that's where his first one came from out there. So if he's kept the pace, which he has, look at this. This is absolutely magnificent.
Great bowling.
That's two great bowls, Tony.
Yep.
Congratulations. Great bowls,
Can't
mate.
ask for any more than that.
If you were Thomas, you'd be
Very happy.
Happy as a pig in mud.
That's right. Okay, so we're not going to be all that late finishing again tonight, Muddy. It's 10 past 7, about 8 o'clock we should be getting.
10 past 8.
10 past 8. It is 10 past 8. Yes, okay,
So
we are later tonight than last night.
It'll be 8:30 finish and then paperwork, and it'll be
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock home, 9:30.
9 o'clock port.
It'll be 8:30 scotch. I might have one here before I drive home. That was Garato's bowl, and that's shot.
That's painful. That was painful.
Is that correct? No, that's
That's Andrew Cole's bowl.
That's Andrew Cole's.
So there's at least 3
so
there.
there's 3 there now.
At least 3.
Yeah, it depends on how far that
1, 2,
bowl
3.
of Jacko's could even be.
Not too sure. Could
it
be.
It could beat the maroon one out here.
Yep.
Oh, yes,
Robbie's betting it does, and Robbie's not a betting man.
Well, last time you and I agreed, Robbie, we were wrong. Yeah, I know. We're allowed to be wrong once. Now, Thomas
is going.
Unless he's deliberately going for backward.
I think he is, because he's quite comfortable looking at that going down.
He's holding 3. He's got a 6-shot margin on the card. Nothing stupid. Neil will, attack this. Unfortunately, there is a hole there, but he can use the white one.
Use the white one to rub
which
off,
he has.
and he has, and spat it sideways
for one shot.
Where's the 2?
Huh.
2 down. So both red bowls there are obviously shot. Or one shot, 1 second shot. No, says Robbie. Robbie says no.
Yeah, well, that's what I would have thought. Oh, Thomas.
Oh. No, he had nothing to do with it, Thomas. He never played the game.
Didn't kill the pot plant?
Didn't kill the pot plant? Okay. They rescued it before it had a green disaster. Now Eddie's looking for numbers if he can.
Yeah, Neil's asked him any way of making 3.
3, yep.
Because obviously thinking of that margin, 6 behind. How do we make a 3? Get a 3 back. He's going to be in the area for... No, he's shy.
No, he's shy.
Yep. Maybe a bit hesitant in case he gave it away.
2. They were calling 2, and
I don't know how they got 2 shots
I'm
there.
not either, but that's up,
went
that's
on
up
out
to
there,
them.
but yep.
No, they'd called it before that last bowl came down, and nothing changed.
So, have they changed the scoreboard?
No, the skips won't change the scoreboard. No. Oh, 1.
It was 1.
Was 1.
Yep. Robbie's checked with Neil, and it was 1 shot.
I stand corrected.
Yep.
I'm but a mere mortal.
So 16-11 after 19
ends. 2 ends to go, and a 5-shot margin to NOORLA. Ian Crichton on the mat. has changed jackets. He's just got rid of his rain jacket.
Might be a bit cool out there for Garate.
Well, when you get to our age, Muddy, you will realise
Well, don't worry, mate.
your blood gets thinner and you do chill off quicker.
Mate, I'm on blood thinners now, if you remember correctly, so I do feel the cold. Living in my 16-degree bedroom at home.
Well, that's possibly got something to do with why you're feeling cold.
Oh, no, I just love it.
You can make ice at that temperature.
Oh, no, not really, but...
Well, your ice...
Oh, look at that. That has almost
turned at right
angles. But he didn't have the weight, so...
Your ice would never melt in your glass.
No. The girls bought me one of those... what do you call them? Bloody mugs that...
keep things hot or keep things frozen cold.
Yep, the ice can stay in it overnight. It won't melt.
Okay, Crido's just hung this one out a little bit.
He took too much grass.
He had good weight. Andrew Cole with his second bowl.
Big Aries in the area. Stay with it.
Just flicked it sideways. So I would say Ian is holding shot here without too many dramas.
He was already one down, so...
Actually, when you look at it, Ian is not holding shot.
No, well, you can see out the window there and the blue bowl of
Andrew Cole
is shot.
Well and truly shot.
Yep.
Okay, that's made us... No, it's made no difference.
Yeah, Mick, it's something like that, mate. It's one of those, same as the Eskies, the brand of, I got a mental block. Jacko's around this. This is a beautiful bowl coming in here.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's potentially shot.
Yep. And mate, I'll tell you where they got it from. Starbucks. It's a Starbucks cup. The Americanised coffee shops when we were down in Brisbane a few years ago. And it's, mate, it keeps coffees hot, keeps cold drinks cold, and I mean cold.
Okay, Jacko's first bowl.
Yes, that's his second bowl. That's man, that's very good. Yes, Alligator Creek Bowls Club, Yeti. That's the word I was looking for before. And I think that's what Starbucks does use. If it's not Yeti, it's something very, very similar. Because, don't those cups stay cold? They are fantastic. Brian Roper, hi guys again. Hey Muddy, sorry I didn't hear. How cool is it, mate? On my phone,
21.
It's telling me it's 21 degrees. And it's, 16 minutes past 8. So, mate, to me it's not cold here. The 16 degrees you might have heard, that's my air conditioner in my bedroom at home, mate. I love the cold. Okay. Oh yeah, now I'm getting messages. Yep, Frank, thank you very much. Cyclone, he sent me a message. It's a Yeti, mate. Yep,
Andrew Sturzacker, Yeti.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's a Yeti.
It might be. It might be.
Thank you, boys and girls, for helping me out. You know, I'm 60, bad heart, bad brain, damaged by scotch. Tony, he's going to come around those, and no,
He's going
oh,
to
he's
come
going under
underneath them.
No. Oh,
Nothing much.
Oh.
Nothing much has happened this
no.
end. It's been a.
Well, NOORLA's got shot. That's
Yep, that's about the only thing that's stood
and
out.
this being the 20th end, subs. They have Tony Sierra's got best backward. I can't see where maybe if Suburban Trail Kitty 2 feet or so. Yeah, Crotto. Yes, mate. Thank you. Yes, Brian. Thank you. Everyone's full of help. You just want to help me out. You know that I got Alzheimer's.
There you go. The Stanley ones are better and cheaper, says Mick Brady. So you got ripped off, Muddy.
Oh, mate, this thing's brilliant.
He's got to sit this bowl. And he
No,
won't
he's
sit
just
it.
missed
He's missed it. He's gone through to the catcher at the back. Yep, you certainly will be in trouble if it goes back there. It's
Wellesley has sent me a message.
6, 7 down, could be.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
If he stays, if he takes it back and he stays, there's 7.
So, Thomas, you need to pull a miracle. Otherwise, you're going into the last end, possibly in trouble.
Oh, don't like this one.
No. Okay,
There's a save,
Neil's got a huge bowl here. He trails that kitty. He can make 7 shots here, and that's coming into the last end. Thomas holding his head in the background, as you can see.
Oh, he's
thrown that a bit
thrown
wide,
a bit
hasn't
wide,
he?
I think.
No, here it comes now. It's dropping hard.
Dropping hard. Dropping, and he's...
Well, he's got shot.
He's
got maybe
shot.
2. And Thomas has got a bowl to come. Yep. Only 2. You're lucky, I think, Thomas.
The eternal optimist.
Well, Thomas, you need just to draw. Nothing silly. He's contorting his body.
And
stay with it if you
he
kick it.
done? He's kicked
He's
it
got
back
shot.
to himself, to shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
1 bowl amongst 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 bowl amongst 7, and he's got shot.
Eddie's not giving it away.
Well, Crotto's look on his face is not happy.
Interesting.
Yep. 1 to NOORLA.
Okay.
So,
Last end, and it is 17-11 to NOORLA. 6-shot break, so Suburban have got to find that miracle 6 shots to play another extra end.
yep. NOORLA needs to just consolidate.
Play the percentage game
Yep.
at this stage.
So, Wellesley, if you're listening, mate, I will get you those scores. He sent me a message on my phone. Any
Okay.
updates from the back, please? Well, mate, they're walking off the green as we speak, so I will get the cards very shortly and give you all what's happened up the back.
Okay, Andrew Cole leading off on the last end for NOORLA. And he's played a fairly reasonable bowl here.
That's a great start.
I think Thomas would be very happy with that. Great bowl to start
Yep.
on the last end with, especially when you're holding a little buffer of 6 shots. Ian Crichton. He's giving it a chance, but just that fraction heavy. Not a bad bowl though. Must be a metre behind, metre and a bit.
I can tell you all Melbourne is 6, Canberra 0.
Well, it's not particularly worrying me because I'm not going to either of those 2 places. Yeah, well, Mark would be feeling it down in Canberra.
Yeah, he probably. He's a Bunny supporter. He's a Russell Crowe boy.
Does that make it any better?
No, probably not. Anyway, being a Melbourne Storm supporter, got the app on my phone. It comes up straight away. Just tinged 6 donut. Okay, so I have got some cards just been handed to me. Wellesley, if you're listening. Jubilee 32, Collinsville 9.
Okay, margin win to Jubilee.
Yes, and that was something they were chasing as margin, so they've just picked up 23 shots.
Okay, now Ian punched Andrew in for a second shot. Jacko's run through the back. Neil is saying to Gary Phillips,
come up and split 'em.
Okay, that's a different sort of shot to split them. Okay, Jacko with his first bowl, and he's hanging out. Well, he's coming in now.
I would have just been playing a good metre and a half behind the head.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they can split those bowls.
All you got to do is try and match Ian Crichton's bowl at the back here.
But for Jacko, definitely finish behind. Tony Sarah can always draw off.
Shot bowl.
Yeah.
Now Thomas is saying.
Yeah, come behind.
Come behind.
Tony being very assertive. Put your foot where you want it.
Don't mess around. Don't mess around with me, Thomas.
Tell me where you want it. And that's what you got to be. Sometimes you got to be assertive. And
well, that gives confidence in you.
Well, you know exactly where your skip wants the bowl. Now that's perfect.
Well,
to me, that's exactly where if he hits that front bowl, it's going to hit the kitty and come straight back. And on the last end, when you got that type of buffer, they're now wasting bowls trying to get rid of those two
bowls in the front.
Yep. Beat the red one, so yes, if they do take both out, you still got something in the head. Under you come.
Oh, he's into it.
Again, if they do that's probably 4th, maybe 5th shot. So
4th, I'd say 4th shot.
And yeah, they're not
Eddie
playing.
Whitehouse has lost this one.
Yep, that's another bowl gone.
Bowl gone.
That won't stay in play or be of any use. So
we have 3 bowls.
4 bowls to come, and
only 3 bowls of Suburbans on this part of the green anyway. Can't see how you can manufacture 6 out of
No, he can't.
anything.
Because we can't see if the bowls stayed on the back of the green.
No.
Can we, Robbie? Is there any way of finding out if the? Oh well, maybe when Thomas moves, whether. No, I can see 2 up there on the bank in that corner. So there's definitely no way they can get a 6.
No.
All he can do is try and kill it, and that's finished in a great home.
Good
if he did
bowl
split
though
them
from Thomas.
No, there's nothing behind the head
No.
except for
There's
Tony
that
Sierra's.
white one of Gary Phillips right back on the bottom right-hand corner.
Is it? Okay. Oh.
Whew. That's a shocker.
Oh, tell us how you feel, Ron.
It was a shocker.
Yeah, it was. It's straight out of the side of the hand.
Thomas's last bowl.
It's a bit late for that, Mick. Yes, they not cracking under the pressure, but yes, they should have been just consolidating, trying to get bowls on the head instead of wasting those bowls.
Yeah, they stuck with it for
such a long time.
During the game, and saying the last couple of ends, it's blown away.
Okay, he's closer this
He's
time.
closer, and he's got something. Well,
and he's still 2 down.
He's still 2 down, yes.
Yep.
Okay, so this game after 21 ends, NOORLA 19, Suburban 11. So NOORLA are still well and truly in the mix. That would give them 6 wins.
Yes, that's correct.
At this stage, well, we assume Thuringowa have won their game.
Yes, we haven't got their card yet, but they were in front earlier.
And that would give them 6 wins.
Yes, so 2 teams.
So far with 6 wins.
And the top 4 teams in that section all playing each other tomorrow morning. We have NOORLA playing Katharinga.
Yep.
And Jubilee playing... no,
Thuringowa's up there. Thuringowa would be playing...
Jubilee's playing NOORLA.
Right.
Sorry, Jubilee playing NOORLA and Katharinga playing Thuringowa.
That's right, yep.
So those top 4...
Look at that radar. There is not any rain clouds in sight. Rolling Stone, yep, they might be going to get something.
Thanks, Brian, mate, for your kind words.
And
Brian's just said fantastic coverage again. Thanks, guys.
Right, that brings today's play to a conclusion.
Thank you all.
And we would like to, once again, sincerely thank our sponsors. Jubilee Bowls Club for a very, very professional turnout for the Dunn Cup. Townsville City Council, much welcome support from the council to help us or help Jubilee run this event. Multicom Communications, major sponsors of Jubilee, J-Cell, Electrical and Instrumentation, Glen Carroll Painting, TK Power and Air, and our naming rights sponsors, Gallivanta Travel. We thank you all. We certainly appreciate your contributions and your support for this event. And again, our thanks to Gold Coast-Tweed Media Group, Robbie, Tony, for the great work they've been doing with us. And we'll be signing off now and be with you tomorrow morning, hopefully around about 8:30 for the last of the round games and then the final in the afternoon. Good night and catch you tomorrow.
Thank you all very much. Cheers.
Right now, it's time to enjoy the little things.
Time to evaluate what really matters.
It's time for your next adventure. With more than 300 days of sunshine and a daily rush hour of 20 minutes, or less, Townsville is the perfect place to live, work and play. From the reef and its tropical islands, to the lush rainforests and endless natural beauty only a stone's throw away, our city is all about easy living with big city benefits.
But we are more than just picturesque beaches and perfect weather. Townsville is Australia's largest garrison city, the events and cultural capital of Northern Australia, and home to a bustling global port. With world-class expertise in health, education and research, Townsville is vital in creating jobs, attracting investment and boosting the region's economy. What you'll find on your journey within our mountains, our beaches and our community is that you're welcome here, but don't take our word for it. Come and experience it for yourself. This is Townsville.